Coming up on This Week in Torrance, one step at a time, community members continue the fight against cancer.
And we'll tell you how students in the region are excelling.
Plus, the YMCA in the city shared with families how to stay healthy during the summer.
Then we'll tell you how the Torrance Police Department recently participated in a national event to combat prescription drug abuse.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories.
Torrance is looking to partner with an organization to increase productivity when it comes to filming in the city. Staff says they are looking to enter into a pilot program with FilmLA to get help with the film permit services. The not-for-profit public benefit organization and the official film office of the City and County of Los Angeles hopes to streamline and enhance the on-location filmmaking process for communities and content creators to ensure the greater Los Angeles economy continues to thrive. City employees spend a lot of time processing permits, and their help would take off the administrative burden and fast-track the process for customers. Filming outside of a certified soundstage or studio backlot requires a permit from the city, county, or other local jurisdictions. FilmLA's core service is to provide expert, centralized coordination of multi-jurisdictional on-location filming permits.
A Torrance legend was honored during a special ceremony recently. Louie Zamperini was one of 31 contributors to Los Angeles high school athletics that were inducted into the Los Angeles City Section Hall of Fame. For the first time, the city section honored a legacy group of 11 who graduated before 1955. Zamperini was recognized for his participation in track and field for Torrance High School in 1935. The CIF Los Angeles City section is committed to providing quality support services to enhance member schools' abilities to manage safe and fair interscholastic athletic programs. City Section is a non-profit organization that coordinates sports programs for 140 schools in the city of Los Angeles and surrounding areas. It has grown to become the largest youth agency in the nation, serving more than 750,000 young student athletes.
The Torrance Police Department participated in a national event to combat prescription drug abuse. For another year, Torrance Police opened their doors to accept any unused or expired medications from home on National Drug Take-Back Day. Torrance Police collected 26 boxes that weighed more than 338 pounds. The United States Drug Enforcement Administration last year reported that on this day, 457 tons of prescription medications were collected nationwide. More than 130 Americans die every day from opioid overdose. If you need to locate a disposal site near you, go to takebackday.dea.gov.
Mosquito season is underway, and Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Michael Patterson sat down with a representative from the Los Angeles County West Vector Control District to discuss what people can do at home to reduce the risk of getting bit.
If that buzzing sounds familiar, you probably know what's associated with it.
They're a nuisance. They'll bite you inside your home. They'll bite during the day.
And with temperatures on the rise, mosquito breeding season is around the corner. Aaron Arugai from the LA County West Vector Control District says that this year's season might be worse than in recent years.
This year's unique. You know, we had more rain than normal, so we're all kind of waiting to see what happens.
With Los Angeles County getting above average rainfall this year, there may be more standing water around people's homes, which Arugai says is the ideal breeding ground for invasive Aedes mosquito species.
Every little water source around your home can now be a breeding source for these Aedes mosquitoes.
Here is where it gets complicated. The native species to Southern California, Culex mosquitoes, can carry the potentially fatal West Nile virus. However, a species not native to California, Aedes mosquitoes, have arrived and give experts like Arugai a lot of trouble.
The 3 Aedes species, they don't transmit West Nile virus. They're more associated with tropical diseases like Zika virus, dengue fever, chikungunya, yellow fever. The chances are not high because all these things have to line up in the proper time frame, but it's a concern.
Arugai says these Aedes species are especially difficult because they can breed in plants and as little as 1 tablespoon of water.
Plant cuttings in water that your people are trying to root, or lucky bamboo, things like that you bring in the home, or any plant with a saucer of water underneath it. If you bring it in the home, now you're breeding mosquitoes inside the house. So we just want everybody to get rid of standing water, have repellent available, Exclude mosquitoes from your home and avoid areas where you know there's mosquito activity.
Arugais says that there are free resources, like larvae-eating fish, that the LA West Vector Control District can provide to get rid of the mosquito before it becomes a problem.
And if they have things that they don't know how to take care of, if they have a bad swimming pool or there's an abandoned home next to them, then just call us. We'll come out free of charge and we'll treat it, we'll get rid of the problem, and help protect the neighborhood.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Michael Patterson.
Thanks, Michael. It can take as little as a week for a mosquito egg in a potted plant to turn into an adult mosquito. To report a problem or to get more information about West Nile virus, call the LA County West Vector Control District at 310-915-7370.
The state has approved a one-of-a-kind program that will allow foster youth to be more connected. Foster youth ages 13 to 26 years old will get free cell phone and internet access under a unique program approved recently. The California Public Utilities Commission passed a $22 million pilot program that will provide smartphones to more than 30,000 current and former foster youth. It comes with an unlimited calling plan, wireless service, and mobile hotspot. Expected to launch in 8 weeks, officials say it's the first of its kind in the nation. They hope the program will fill the digital gap and keep the youth more connected to their peers while also helping them with employment. There are also plans for the program to partner with the state's 50 county welfare departments for digital literacy training, teaching online safety, effective social media use, and how to present professionally for potential employment. Still ahead, a local organization helps families and youth lead healthier lives for the summer.
Plus, the community rallied for 24 hours to get one step closer to combating a deadly disease.
So we were walking to school. At the corner, we waited for the traffic light.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart,
want cheese pizza,
but
like at Luigi's.
sometimes her mind
They have this
wanders.
video game there, and Kate's got the high score. We should have a sleepover. Maybe I should pack my pajamas.
I remember saying, Laura? Laura,
I think I heard Mom say something.
the sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
When we finally got there,
she gave me a hug goodbye.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
The Torrance South Bay YMCA had some help from the LA Kings to celebrate healthy living during the summer. The 28th Annual Healthy Kids Day initiative is honored by YMCAs all around the world to promote the mind, body, and spirit. Hundreds of families came out to enjoy the festivities and learn about how to achieve a healthy lifestyle. The nationwide event reminds families and kids to stay active during the summer and focus on physical and mental play. Celebrated at more than 1,500 YMCAs, there are more than 1 million participants. There was a STEM area set up for kids to learn how to grow healthy food, a rock climbing wall, a bounce house, and a LA Kings hockey zone.
There's a lot of different things that we hope families will take away, but I think the main one is just an appreciation for healthy living and having some aha moments about how good it feels to live healthy and how living healthy is living happy as well.
Research shows that kids who are less physically active and not engaged in learning during the summer months are more likely to gain weight, up to 3 times faster than during the school year. They are also more prone to falling behind academically. YMCA officials suggest making sure kids get at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, read together, get moving, play with others, and make sleep a priority. The event was made possible thanks to the support of community partners, including the LA Kings, Providence Little Company of Mary, various local groups who provided healthy foods for families to try out, and the volunteers of the Torrance South Bay YMCA.
For the first time, 4 local high schools came together to show off their skills. Full of color coordination and a lot of energy, Torrance High School drum lines and color guards put on a free show for the community. The first of its kind was called the TUSD District Winter Night. It showcased winter percussion and color guard competition teams. Many of the performances had a theme and students wore custom outfits. The idea came about from West High School Entertainment Unit Parent Association, a booster club that helps bands and color guard purchase costumes and equipment.
I think this is a great community event that we can showcase our students who work very, very hard all year, and so the community can come and have a free show and see what we do.
I think it's great because not a lot of people know exactly what we do, but we put a lot of time into it, so it's great to see our work getting publicized a little bit, and it feels like better when people watch it.
It was really fun. I really enjoy performing, and the crowd here is awesome tonight. We have some crowds that aren't as energetic, and this crowd was really energetic, which was really nice.
Many of the students also said it's a good way to show the other side of being part of the school's band. The West High Entertainment Unit is one of the most traveled musical organizations in the western United States and has performed in more than 20 countries. West High School has color guard tryouts and percussion clinics coming up. To check out the schedule, go to WHSentertainmentunit.com.
The annual Relay for Life event in Torrance took place recently at South High School to raise money for the fight against cancer. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Michael Patterson has more.
Dressed in purple t-shirts, cancer survivors take the first lap at the 17th annual Relay for Life event in Torrance.
We want to see cancer end in our lifetime. We want there to be a cure.
The 24-hour fundraiser challenges teams to have a member walking the course at all times. Annette Porter, Event Survivor Chair, says it's like walking in the shoes of someone battling cancer.
It's a rewarding thing being here today. 24 hours, my thing is, cancer doesn't sleep, I don't sleep.
Porter, whose husband is currently fighting cancer, has been a part of the Torrance Relay since it began in 2003. Other organizers like event lead Donna Grace have developed a special bond with participants through the years.
I honestly believe we get closer and closer every year because a lot of the people, come year after year. It's part of our lives, We're all one big family when we're here today.
A cancer survivor herself, Grace continues contributing to the event to help others thrive.
I know how important it was to me at the beginning, so I always try to introduce myself and talk to, the newly diagnosed survivors. And I think it's a very important thing, to know that you're not the only one with symptoms and, funny things happening to you. And so it's important.
Just to see the survivors come out and, know that they're here another year, just to honor them. But then at night when we get a chance to remember those that we lost during the year or just in general, it's fulfilling.
Another rewarding aspect for participants is seeing younger generations join the fight against cancer.
It's great to be able to see, the little kids grow up, and then there are volunteers. This event happens because the Torrance community cares. I don't want my grandchildren to ever have to hear the words that they have cancer, We want that to end, so we're all going to fight as hard as we can for that.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Michael Patterson.
Thanks, Michael. The relay may be over, but you can still donate. To find out more information about how you can help, visit the Relay for Life Torrance Facebook page.
For another year, a one-of-a-kind tour descended on Torrance Airport just for a few days. The Collins Foundation Wings of Freedom Tour celebrated 30 years. It visits more than 110 cities in more than 300 days annually. It stopped by the Torrance Airport where 5 World War II aircraft were displayed. It was the first time the P-40 Warhawk was featured. Others were restored bomber aircraft, including B-17 Flying Fortress, B-24J Liberator, B-25J Mitchell, and P-51 Mustang. People were able to take part in flight training and even go up in the skies in these historical aircraft. The money earned is a fundraiser tool to pay for the $5,000 it takes per operating hour to fly the planes and to keep them going. The mechanics and pilots travel with the tour and 7 days a week. Some attendees included North High School engineering program students to learn about these planes.
Pretty much opened my eyes up to the different career paths that us young individuals can really have with this aviation option. So
they're interesting. It's like a snapshot from history. They are history and they're living history. They're still flying. Takes a lot of money and energy to keep them that way, especially being antiques, but I can see them coming and going. It's remarkable.
The purpose of the Collins Foundation is to organize and support living history events and presentation of historical artifacts and content that will allow Americans to learn more about their heritage through participation. Representative from the Collings Foundation say it's also a chance to share how aviation has evolved, and it's a community event to honor World War II veterans, which many are no longer with us.
So as a result, their family members, their sons, daughters, grandkids are the ones that carry on their traditions. And we need to be able to educate folks about what they did during World War II. And these aircraft are that teaching tool.
After the tour, the aircraft are taken back to their home base in Florida, where they go through full inspection and maintenance. For more information, go to collingsfoundation.org.
Well, models strutted the runway at the Torrance Women's Club, all for a great cause. The annual Carousel of Fashions fundraiser raises money for the Torrance Women's Club Scholarship Fund. It benefits the youth in Torrance from foster care programs to college students. The models were members of the club and wore clothes from Steinmart, ranging from casual to fancy. There was also a silent auction.
We've been doing the fashion show for many years. Each year we have different ladies will chair it. This year I am chairing it, and the theme is Carousel of Fashions, and we have carousel horses as centerpieces on the table.
The Torrance Women's Club was founded in 1921 and is a nonprofit philanthropic organization. On their website, they say the last year alone, they donated more than $25,000 in cash and $8,300 in materials. To get more information on how you can participate or join, head to torrancewomensclub.org.
A new provider focused in advanced therapies for children with autism is opening its doors in Torrance.
2, 3, Cortico!
Cortico is one of the leading providers of advanced neurological therapies for children of autism and other developmental differences. The company takes an integrated multidisciplinary approach to autism, focusing on neurological, biomedical, behavioral, speech language, and sensory motor therapies to achieve the best developmental outcomes for the families they serve. Each child gets an individualized treatment plan at Cortico, which are customized based on an in-depth understanding of a child's distinct neurophysiology. Cortico works in collaboration with physicians, therapists, parents, and the child to accelerate learning and development.
And our goal is to provide services that help to support them and realize their full developmental potential. So some of the things we offer here at Cortico include medical evaluation and medical services. So as a pediatric neurologist, I'll see each of the kids that comes through our doors and conduct a medical evaluation, make a diagnosis as needed. So there's a huge need for services for kids with autism and other neurodevelopmental differences. We started in San Diego and have open clinics in Irvine and Marin in Northern California. Our goal is to serve as many kids and families as possible, and Torrance was the next site that we found that we felt we could make a difference.
Cortico offers in-home, in-clinic, and telehealth services and are located at 21515 Hawthorne Boulevard, Suite 100. For more information, visit corticocare.com.
The Del Amo Fashion Center is now serving a unique kind of dessert. Somi was founded by two dessert enthusiasts and offers customers Korean-inspired soft serve in ornate fish-shaped cones. But you do have the option to enjoy it in a cup. Now, there are combinations of flavors like strawberry, matcha, chocolate, black sesame, and milk tea. You first pick the ice cream, then add the filling and toppings. The location also offers taiyaki, a fish-shaped cake usually filled with some type of custard. The first store opened in Koreatown in Los Angeles and since then has expanded across the nation. You can find the one at Del Amo at the food court.
Educational leaders came together to share the state of education in the city of Torrance. Dr. George Mannon, superintendent of the Torrance Unified School District, said the current graduation rate is nearly 96%, and the goal is for every student to learn, thrive, and succeed. Dr. Mannon also spoke about how prepared students are for college and the pathway to their career. Nearly 55% of students in the district have completed one or more of the criteria of the state's college indicator. One way has been partnering with El Camino College. 530 students are currently enrolled in a college credit course at their high school. The district has also expanded career technical education programs to include 10 career pathways with programs at each of the high schools, empowering students to be critical thinkers and solve problems facing them today. Dr. Mannon said he is excited to partner with Torrance Memorial Medical Center for their teacher externship, where they are able to do department rotations and interact with health science professionals. Another focus was the new 17 science labs at all elementary schools. Some other highlights of the year were special events like Torrance Airport Day, Cardboard Regatta, and STEMania Girls in Engineering. Dr. Thomas Parham, president of Cal State Dominguez Hills, highlighted El Camino College as the #1 school that sends transfers to its establishment. He also applauded Dr. Mannon and his team for their efforts. Parham said 34,000 students applied this fall for 4,000 spots, setting record numbers. He said that 60% of alumni live within 25 miles of the campus. The university is also in final stages in developing a Master of Science degree in systems engineering. Also, that 15% of the nation's orthotics and prosthetic professionals come from the university. Dr. Dina Maloney, the superintendent and president of El Camino College, who highlighted that over the past 5 years, enrollment has increased. El Camino is a diverse campus. It is considered as a Hispanic serving institution with 52% of students of Hispanic origin. More than 500 scholarships will be awarded this year. Maloney mentioned that there is a large veteran population and spoke about the various programs that cater to specific student populations. ECC launched its First Generation Initiative. Students will also be able to take advantage of new construction that will include the new Student Services building.
Also going to include in the building an evening welcome center. What we've discovered is our nighttime enrollment has dropped about 4% over the last 5 years. And I think one of the reasons that has happened is that there is not enough services available to evening students when they arrive on campus. Food service, a place to grab a cup of coffee, they've worked all day, they need it, advisement, financial aid, counseling, all those services. So we're going to open that welcome center with evening hours to serve those evening students.
President Maloney saved the best highlights for last as she said that ECC is in the top 10 UC transfer schools in the nation and in the top 3 for Cal State University transfer schools. Over the past 5 years, the number of degrees awarded increased by 63%. The event is hosted by the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce. The Torrance Police Department is making an effort to keep distracted drivers off the road. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Michael Patterson has the story.
In a way, a lot of times cell phone or distracted driving mirrors drunk driving.
The month of April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and police officers across the country are trying to crack down on drivers using cell phones behind the wheel.
It's a huge problem. It's probably more prevalent now than it was when the cell phone law first came in effect here in California.
Stuart Scott is a motorcycle officer with the Torrance Police Department. He is one of a handful of officers raising awareness in an effort to cut down on traffic accidents.
Our goal at the department is to, of course, decrease accidents. It's very dangerous because your concentration isn't on the roadway.
Thanks to a grant from the California Office of Traffic Safety, the police department can designate officers to look specifically for drivers using their phone.
Roughly $24,000 is set aside specifically for distracted driving. So officers will go out in shifts of 3 to 4 hours and just target distracted driving.
Officer Scott says that if you need to use your phone while driving to perhaps look at directions, you need to use one of these mountable clips in your car. so that you can use your hands for driving and not for using your phone.
It has to be hands-free. So we're looking for people that are actually using the device, holding it in their hand and using it while they're driving.
And if you're the kind of person that thinks you can hide phone use from police, you might want to think again.
It's very easy to see when someone's on their phone because they're doing this. That 5 seconds you take your eyes off the road, so much can happen. It's become a big issue, and all we can do is ask each person to be responsible for yourself.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Michael Patterson.
Thanks, Michael. The California Highway Patrol reported that 66 people were killed and more than 6,000 were injured because of distracted driving-related crashes in 2017. Remember to be aware of your surroundings and wait to use the phone until you are no longer behind the wheel. I think that's good advice.
Great advice.
Well, before we go, let's check in with Leslie Robbins on the sports desk.
Leslie, what do you have for us?
What's up, Jin and Ben? Coming up on the sports desk, the Torrance High baseball team are your Pioneer League champions, and Tartars head coach Terry Dewan is in studio. We were poolside for the swimming Pioneer League finals, plus from tragedy to triumph, ECC baseball ends their regular season the only way they know how, by winning. Be sure to watch every day at 4 and 9:30. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Leslie. And before we go, with the city's Armed Forces Day parade and celebration just a few weeks away, City Cable invites all of you at home to share with us some of your fondest memories of this longtime Torrance tradition. Now, this week we have several photos to share. First, we have this great photo submitted by Beth Wilson of West Torrance. These are her two sons, Luke on the left and Matthew on the right. This photo dates back to 1989. She remembers it to be a cold day, hence the blanket. Next, we have a photo submitted by Bridget Postlusny of Torrance. What a great photo that is. Then we have Leslie Chavez from Old Torrance. In the photo, we have her neighbors, Mark and Diane Scheidmantel and Joey and Leslie Chavez. Leslie says her and her family have been going to the parade for at least 20 years now and loves inviting different friends to join them each time. Thank you so much to everyone who emailed us your photos this week. We hope to see you all again at this year's Armed Forces Day parade and celebration. Now, there's still a few weeks more to share your photos or any videos you might have from past Armed Forces Day weekends. Email them to us at citycable@torranceca.gov. Be sure to mention your name, what neighborhood of Torrance you're from, and any details or memories you'd like to share.
Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.